my story about moving to LA. So before I was in LA, I always wanted to move to LA. I listened to the Beach Boys growing up. And then later in life, I got into like Steely Dan and Joni Mitchell, and just was kind of enamored by the culture of the Laurel Canyon thing, like just the sound of the West Coast. And when it came time, like I said before, like it was just like the season was right, the wind was blowing. It's like, all right, it's time to go to LA. I hit up my brother. Like, dude, I'm going. You going with me or what? So he's like, I'm going. So I packed up my 4Runner, put everything, literally everything I owned fit in my 4Runner, and headed out there. And on the way, or before, I looked, there's a website out there called Westside Rentals. It's like a place where you rent, rental properties in LA. And I talked to this lady. Her name was Kathy, something like that. And had this whole conversation. And she's like, yeah, I have this place in Manhattan Beach. There's another room for rent. Your roommate, he's a volleyball player, beach volleyball, like went into great detail. It's like, great, sounds good. Looking forward to it. So I'll see you when I get out there. Or I'll call you on the way. I don't know what it was. So headed out. It's like a 30+ hour drive from Tennessee to LA, Manhattan Beach. About halfway there, I give a call. No answer. It's like, no problem. Wait a little longer, another call. No answer. All right. Maybe she'll pick up at some point. So my brother and I, we just keep driving. We're trying to get there. It was in 2011. Trying to get there by New Year's 2012. It's like we're gonna land in LA, and on New Year's Eve we're gonna get rolling. I had a job at Guitar Center in Atlanta, and I called this other place, this other Guitar Center in Lawndale, California. I was gonna transfer and work there, so I had a job lined up. Just needed to find a place to live. So we get out there. I had driven most of the way, and at that time I was like smoking a lot of cigarettes, and also on the way I was like drinking double shots. So like smoking cigarettes, drinking double shots, and just like wired, and started like hallucinating. It's like, I need to stop, I need to sleep. I'm just driving straight through. I stopped somewhere like in the parking lot of a hotel or something. Tried to sleep, but every time I fall asleep, I think I was driving, and I would like wake up because I think I was driving. And so I got like a few hours of sleep, and then I think my brother drove for a little bit, and then I drove again. And needless to say, by the time we got to LA, we were very tired. So we drove straight to Manhattan Beach, and I was like, well, I've got the picture on the Westside Rentals. Maybe we can find the place. So we go over there and tried to find the place. Couldn't find it. So I was like, well, my brother had a friend up in like West Hollywood or North Hollywood or just Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood. It's like, we'll go stay at his place. We'll go out in Hollywood. We'll be like, bring in the new year in LA. Get up there, get our place. We're just like, well, let's lay down for a second. And then like both of us wake up hours later. It's like past midnight. We're absolutely zonked. The lights are still on. And Justice is like, dude, turn off the lights and throw me a pillow. And we just go back to sleep. So we wake up the next day. We go back down to Manhattan Beach. We're driving up and down every street with only the picture One picture on Westside Reynolds. And it had a particular car out front or something. So we drive up and down every street, and sure enough, we find the place. So like, that's it. We pull up, a knock on the door. I'm like, hey, I talked to so-and-so, Karen, Kathy, somebody, about renting this place. He's like, I don't know anybody by that name. And I was like, all right, well, have a good day. And went back to the car, and we just was like, well, all right, what do we do now? So we walked down to the pier. There's a pier down there in Manhattan Beach. Walked down the pier, and we're just hanging out, talking, trying to figure out what to do next. Watching the waves roll in. And I had some friends that were in San Clemente, longtime friends from elementary school. Somebody whose mom was like my elementary school teacher, and we went to elementary school together. They were like, yeah, you can come down and stay with us. So we went down there, stayed with them, started looking at places to rent, got a few, and then we're like, all right, we're going to go back up and start looking again. So I looked at a few, and a couple of them were just like, dude, this is not it. It was just janky. It was expensive and janky. It was just like, dude, please, like, I know I didn't come all this way just to like stay in this janky place. And so I was like, please, God, let there be a better place. And so there's one more we were checking out. It just seemed a little too good to be true, but it was for $575. It was a block off the beach, which, if you know anything about LA, that's unheard of. You're not going to find a place for that much anywhere in LA, especially not by the beach. So we went there, we checked it out. It was this little like studio apartment, literally a room at the top of the stairs with a bathroom and a closet. And we're like, please, we don't have any place to live. We just drove across the country. Like, please give us this place. They're like, if you can go down and get all your paperwork signed before this other whoever, then you'll get it. You know, you just need to like have some assurance from your employer that you make X amount of dollars. So we ran down to, there's like down the street was like some sort of like, you know, copy or FedEx or something. Ran down there, got it done so quick. Boom, 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 boom. Got the place. And that's where we lived for a good bit of time. And at one point, it was not only me and my brother, but me and my brother and my dad, because he came out there to do acting in LA in a little studio apartment. Probably wasn't even supposed to be rented. It was like a part of another apartment. It was like just another bedroom, but they rented it out. And yeah, it's pretty miraculous. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. And if you have a dream and you're trying to look for miracles along the way, there's fuel for the fire. There's miracles to be found.